Tank and Diesel, so she felt somewhat safe. They were standing there talking as they heard a loud truck start up as a guy was standing by it talking to another dude. As they turned and looked and asked who were they. He told her, trying not to look, replying, "That's Tank and Diesel. They're troublemakers, going around running havoc on this town." Tank is 5'11", blonde, short, feathered hair to his shoulders, buff and about 138 pounds, but all solid muscle, as also the case with Diesel, except he had short ear-length black hair, as they both had blue eyes. Diesel stood roughly 6 foot tall in height, but they were a whole new breed of man for sure, and both best friends. They both glanced over out of the corner of their eye. The bad boys, some called them, and others just called them God's little bastards. They lost their give-a-fucks a long ago and have absolutely no filter but a morbid sense of humor and full of personality. Always known as the class clowns, always causing a scene, and almost everywhere they went. Shit talker. She continued to stand there, and as he told her and talked about some of the history on her land, but all he'd say was that, "Be careful, some of your land is poison," but would immediately change the subject, while staring at her down discreetly. Enough to where she didn't notice. She didn't know why and couldn't figure it out, but she kept finding herself glancing out of her peripheral vision over towards where they were talking periodically, off and on. She had no clue why. She has always carried a journal, and after he left, she'd jot down her thoughts that day. Every day before she'd turn in for the night, as she'd sit on the bed, Indian style, with a TV tray and her journal to write. They've accumulated, as she has small box of journals, 6 to 8 to be exact, as she started them when she was 18 years old. Strange events. She woke up in the early morning, raising her arms, stretching by her bed. As she opened her eyes, there was a white owl with blue eyes perched on the window by her bedside before it flew away. As you could see, a clear view of a crystal clear private lake. So a very pleasant view indeed. She slowly stumbled out to make a pot of coffee, take a shower, and do her hair and makeup after getting dressed. She is a tomboy born in the country, but she does like to wear her makeup because she's a very creative style person. But dresses in the country way. It's been that way ever since she could remember. But she dressed ghetto sometimes. She had several different styles of personality. But looks are deceiving, with many sides and completely a closed book to the outside world. She don't like a lot of folks in her personal business, not even family, as she keeps her circle extremely small for many, many reasons, to which maybe never to be told. Only time will tell. She'd either wear a white-black tank top with a hip hugger skinny jean and a baseball cap, but only dress to impress herself. Being 5'1" is a challenge, but she seems to manage. As she stood in her doorway with a cup of coffee in hand, as she heard, "Hey!" She startled and looked to her right. On her patio deck and see a female 4 foot 8 inches tall. Elf girl? In a ninja getup with glitter all over, covering her face immensely, but visibly. It was a damn stone statue as she very slowly walked around it, inspecting it with her eyes as she slightly squinted her eyes, thinking she was completely losing her mind as she stands back at the door and gives one more corner eye look before returning to drink her coffee. As she says, "Geesh, Vix, get it together. You're retarded and you know it." "Oh yeah, a stone statue really talking to me," as she laughs hysterically. "Oh my, I've officially fallen off the loony bin." She sets her cup on the serving tray the elf was holding as she went out to the barn to collect a bale to toss on the other side of the corral and turn on the horse to fill the troughs with water when she got to the barn. Skeeter had already had a bale of water and already baled the horse's hay. Standing there pervertedly and smug looking, "I got this. No need to worry your pretty little head."